Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for week 8 of Sounds of Louisville at Home digital concert series presented by Denton County Transportation Authority. We have been doing this every Tuesday night since June and July, and we are so glad that you are joining us here again tonight. We are here live with the members of the band Outlaw Jane. Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
We're happy to be here. Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. Before we get into the conversation and the questions, I just want to remind people that you can ask questions for the band in the comments, and we'll take some time throughout the Q&A to stop and ask the band your questions. So I guess just to get started, tell us about the band Outlaw Jane.
Outlaw Jane, we're a project or a band that I've always wanted to do. All of us have a great deal of experience in different genres, everything from country to funk and disco, but this music really speaks to all of us, and it's been a great start to something that I think is just going to keep growing.
Well, why don't we take a minute and have everyone go around and introduce themselves and your role in the band?
I'll go first. I'm Molly. I play keys mainly. I also picked up the banjo hanging on the wall back there. Sometimes I'll do guitar if it's needed. I learned the harp for the band.
Oh, wow.
So that's okay, but it'll get better. But I ended up joining because I knew Medea from a long time ago, and they needed keys, and I was more than happy to fill in.
Molly also names her instruments, so I don't know if she's named the band.
My keys over here, you can see my Nord. That's Ruby is her name.
Ruby Red.
Red Ruby.
Yes, love Ruby.
Thanks, Molly.
I'll go next since I went ahead and cut in. My name is Craig Ramsey, and I am the drummer percussionist, with a tiny smattering of backup vocals. I happen to be Molly's older brother, which is how I was introduced into the band. So thank you for that. But yeah, I just sit in the back behind and look at everybody's backside and hit stuff.
Well, I'm Gary Tots, and I'm the bass player, so I'm usually in the back next to Craig, and our job is to make sure we keep everybody together and keep it driving. And Medea and I have been working together on different projects for over a decade, so we go way back.
Wow.
Hi, I'm Laurie Schiffman. I do all backup vocals, and I work with Medea. That's how I left into this gig, and sung for the church and in high school and college, and it's just been something I love to do.
Shall I go next? I am Chris Minnick. I play guitar in the band. I guess I'm the newest member, and I was able to get into the band through Laurie. Laurie and I played together at church for years, and she gave me a call and said, "Come on, check it out." And I did, and here I am. I've yet to play a live gig with them.
Oh, no.
But I'm looking forward to it. And we've had, I guess, 2 or 3 canceled now. But so far, so good. Everything's going good. And I think I got 1 or 2 more songs to learn out of the 40 or 50 that Medea gave me.
So close.
And so I'm almost done.
We've had lots of time to learn them.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, what have you been
That's true.
doing?
Not that much time, but I'm getting there.
Medea.
I think it took me about a year to get down all of the catalogs for the band, so that's good stuff, Chris. You got me beat.
It does take a while. I'm Medea Ritchie. Myself and Gary are kind of the co-founders of Outlaw Jane, and I'm lead vocals, and just very thankful for the entire band, the entire team. Got a lot of good musicians, and we're very proud that every sound we make, every note we play, every vocal is authentic and what comes from us. So
awesome. So when did the band form?
It's been about Coming up on 2 years, I think.
Oh, okay.
Right at 2 years. We've had a few personnel changes and COVID, so.
All the dang guitar players moving to Austin. What was up with that?
We had 2 in a row moved to Austin, so it really
Oh.
a little bit.
Okay. So I think when you were describing the band earlier, I don't know if you said what your style of music or genre is, if you have one.
Oh, I didn't, yeah. We are very soulful Southern blues, rock. We tend to have that kind of sound, so I think it's a sound that anyone can groove to and will really enjoy.
So does everyone have a favorite song that they like to perform?
Gosh.
We do a cover of The Letter, which I really enjoy that song. And that's actually going to be one of our upcoming videos coming out soon. We're putting that together as well to put on the YouTube and everything. But that one's my favorite for sure. It's got a really great key part and like backup vocals and everything like that. So I really enjoy that one.
Yeah, that was an old song, like I think Box Tops or something like that. And then the Tedeschi Trucks, Susan Tedeschi and Daryl Trucks, they did a cover of it, and we fell in love with the sound. And that's what we grabbed. I think we all could say that's one of our favorites.
I think that wasn't that song originally from the 60s, maybe late 60s, or maybe early 70s. But I remember, I think it's the original version. Then Joe Cocker did a version. I think that's the one Tedeschi Trucks is focusing on.
You're right. Yeah, it is.
I love one we do that's a Johnny Cash song. So it's got a totally different feel to it, and it's Ring of Fire. So it's totally different than what Johnny Cash did. So it's kind of cool to hear and fun to play.
Well, that's a good song no matter what style it's sung in.
I think I probably like just about all of them, but I think one of the videos we did was Little by Little, and that's just a fun song to play. People enjoy that.
Fun to sing.
I'm still learning Harry. I actually did not know a lot of this music. I mean, I was familiar with some of the older songs, of course, but wasn't really my music choice growing up, or really after growing up and into my adulthood until I fell in with Outlaw James. And I fell in love with a lot of these songs, a lot of this music, actually. I think my favorite one might be one we've already actually put a video together for, the Bonnie Raitt song, Used to Rule the World. I mean, Bonnie Raitt, she's just, pardon my French, she's a badass. So any song we can do from her, it's going to be good, but that one in particular, I really enjoy.
Well, someone has asked if you've ever played in Louisville before. I mean, I know the answer to that, but I'll let you answer it.
We have played in Louisville, not as a full band, but we played a couple of the Perk on Main Street we played, and so we dabbled in it, but we would love to have a full band performance. And we did when the mural behind the Merc and the Perk was unveiled. We played that. Played about an hour for that unveiling. That was a lot of fun. So.
Well, good. Now, even if you haven't played that much in Louisville, several of you either are from or work in Louisville, correct?
I actually live here now.
Woo!
So I'm super close to where you are probably right now.
Welcome.
Thanks.
Myself and Laurie work in Old Town at Freedom Title and Kelly Stokes Law Office, and I'm on the Maine and Mill Business Association board. And down here every day, and we're very active in the community, and we just love it. We just love it, all the changes and growth. And yeah, Molly lives close by and grew up in Denton County. So
Yeah, I moved to Louisville when I was 7 and was a fighting farmer, a Marcus Marauder, a delay harvester, did all kinds of stuff, DeGan Eagle. So I went through all the schools around here and then went up to North Texas to go to school, and I still live in the area. So in Louisville, but here in the area, and love that I'm working here in Louisville.
Well, I work in Louisville.
There you go.
Right off Corporate Drive there. Prime Controls, a system integration company.
Yeah. Prime Controls is one of our sponsors for Western Days.
Oh, okay.
You, Chris.
I live in North Carrollton, right on the border with Louisville, so
I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know several of you have mentioned videos, and so what you submitted for Sounds of Louisville was during the quarantine or the shelter in place, you each performed individually, and you brought all those recordings together to make music videos of your songs, which I think is really interesting and unique. And I'd be curious to learn how that process worked.
Okay. Yeah, it's main thing is even when playing live, you have to stay together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you're not live together, then you have to have even more attention spent on that. And so the way we do it is we do it one part at a time. And so we've done it a couple of different ways, but typically it'll start with either myself or Craig putting down their track first, because that is we have pretty much established the tempo and the groove, and so we start with that. And so regardless of who starts it, the second one is there. So what everyone else starts with is the bass and the drums, and then from there, and everybody knows the arrangements, so they know the speed it's going to be. They know they have those two tracks to work with, and then they just record their parts with that. And then there's a reference that is recorded along with that, so that as we're doing it, when it comes time for Chris to sync it up, all the different audio parts, he can do that based on the reference that's in the background. And then I've been doing the videos, and so then I have to line all the sound in the video up together, and to make sure, because if you get that off, then it drives everybody nuts. So we try to that's the so
that's
a layer
really unique. I can't speak for the rest of the guys, but I know that from the drums perspective, I have to do the audio and the video separately, because it's just I can't get the sound I want when I'm shooting the video, especially if I have my dog running around the drum set in circles barking. We can't have that in the song as much as we love her and we love the visual. She cannot be part of the song, audio-wise. So, yeah, I have to record the audio and then record the video, and then I leave it to Gary and Chris to combine it with their magic.
And Craig is he's like a human metronome. He plays so solid and consistently that it makes it 100 times easier than it would be if he drifted at all. So
I can vouch for that too, because I look at that on the screen, and he's right on.
So
he's very kind to give the beats per minute too.
Oh, okay.
I think this last one we're working on, I played the audio track, I think it was a couple nights ago, and I hear a little whisper, "This is 87 beats per minute." Okay, thank you.
So are you listening to it while you're recording your portion?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And sometimes one of the songs we did, I asked Medea to lay she laid a rough vocal track on it, because what I was going to do on the guitar, I hadn't really come up with anything other than the basics of the song, but I had to hear what she was going to do first so I could make something that would play along with it rather than conflict with it. So, but most of the time, I think we've done, 3 songs, and we got another one we're working on right now, and sometimes the songs are arranged where you can just, pretty much bang it out. But, some of them you play off of each other a little bit, so.
A lot of layers.
Yeah, I can imagine. A lot of time. How long, Gary, did it take you to put each video together, approximately?
The first one took probably about 6 hours of editing to get them all in place. The last one I did it in just over 2 hours.
Okay.
And that's another thing to the testimony of everyone doing a really solid job, because what I I don't have to go and edit their videos. I don't
Right.
just have to get everything synced up. So it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
A big part about getting that live sound too is you don't want to do a lot. You don't want to go in and do a full production editing. You want to take a live recording and just plop it in there, and no overdubs or anything. So, like Medea was saying earlier, what you hear is what was played. There's no. Normally, if I'm working on a song or something, I might put down 4 or 5 guitar tracks. Well, in this one, there's just one guitar track. So everybody's just got their single track like a live recording.
Interesting. Yeah, it's just fascinating to me. And I think once people watch the videos, it might be worth coming back and listening to this portion of the Q&A and kind of learn how it happened, because I think it's really interesting. I mean, you saw that a lot at the beginning of the Shelter in Place with all the famous musicians on TV on ABC, that, the CMA Awards doing similar things. So I just thought it was kind of interesting.
I had a lot of, I'm sorry to cut you off. I was going to say, I had a lot of fun watching a lot of those videos of the musical artists, because it was fun to see even these professionals. Some of them just weren't as smooth as some of the other ones.
Right.
They hadn't done this before either, right? They knew it to everybody. So it makes me feel good as a semi-professional wanting to get to that rank,
Everyone's just doing the best they can.
Exactly.
So someone asked, I think you each addressed this, but someone asked how you met and decided to form the band. They might have missed the beginning. So Medea, if you want to kind of take that question.
Sure. Gary and I were in another band. We've been together in that band for, I guess, over 10 years.
For 10 years.
Right at 10 years. And that band was starting to fizzle. And I went to actually say I don't want to do it anymore, because my heart was pulling me to do this type of music. And we talked about it and decided, well, let's just all switch. So it started out with me and Gary and another guitar player. And then Laurie and I worked together. I've known Molly and her family for years, and Molly and I have done projects together in the past. And then, of course, Molly and Craig. It's nice to have a keyboard player that has a brother for a drummer. So,
It worked out.
And then we went through a couple of guitar players because to Austin, Texas. And we are fortunate because it led us to Chris, and he's the newest member just this year. So we're ready to rock and roll and get everyone in place and ready to go.
Yeah, Chris is ready to perform live with the band.
Yeah. I hope that helps.
Nope. I gotta say, I hate to brag on Chris and everything, but I was so impressed when he came in, because I kind of came in a situation where, again, I had not grown up listening to this music. I was not familiar with most of it. And I remember my call was from my sister, something along the lines of, hey, we have a gig in 3 weeks and we have no drummer.
Right.
What do you say? You cannot say no when you start the question like that. So, but Chris came in, and he just seamlessly came in, fit in the rehearsals. It was like the song sounded like the recording that we'd been practicing to. It was quite impressive. So, I just wanted to point that out. Chris came in as far as, the rotating guitarist, and it's like we haven't even had that issue. Now all we got to do is play live so we can show them off.
Well, so how did you...
Putting a high bar there.
You can reach it. You can reach it. I just know it.
But can I hold on?
You will find out. You will find out.
Yeah.
So how did you decide which songs that you wanted to make into these music videos?
Through a long email chain.
Yeah.
I think everybody. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
I was going to say everybody threw their songs into the hat, And then Medea said, here's what we're going to do.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too.
Well, we had to really think about what we felt we could portray well. We had to think about our favorites, but kind of balance that with what was realistic because of the challenges of putting it all together. And,
Yeah.
but we have learned the more we do them that we're pretty much ready for anything on our set list at this point. We've learned a lot about that process. I say we, mainly Gary and Chris, but
Yeah, for me, I've got a template set up for Outlaw Jane on my workstation, and basically when the tracks come in, I just plop the audio files in there, and everything's set up from the last 3 videos, and it sounds good right off the bat. And so after doing the first one, there's a lot of lessons learned that allow you to take the subsequent ones and just get to the end product very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Well, it seems like y'all have a lot of fans watching. Just a few names: Betty Ritchie, Deb Ramsey, Kelly Stokes. Those are just some of your fans that are watching. We did have a question for the vocalists, Medea and I think Molly. I can't remember. What's your favorite genre of music to sing?
go ahead, Molly.
Go ahead. Singer-songwriter, I guess, because I write my own music too, and it sounds kind of Carole King-esque, which I guess that kind of fits in with that box a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not screamo, basically. I'll sing anything else, but I can't do screamo music justice.
Oh gosh, there's so many types of music, but I think I lean towards more of a soulful, bluesy sound. I have quite a few favorite artists. I like kind of an edgy sound. I like songs that have low lows and will just come out and grab you for a moment and real powerful and then take you back down and back and forth. So the more the bluesy, edgy, soulful sound.
Okay, and Lori, are you one of the vocalists too?
Yeah. I kind of grew up and loved country and still do. Also like to listen to Christian music. So that's, I think, why I like to do the backup so much, is because there's always a lot of different parts in that type of music. So I like to hear what is out there to be able to pick out and sing.
Okay. Now, y'all do have an upcoming performance, correct?
We do. August 8th, we will be live streaming. Gary and his neighborhood, we're going to be outdoors and welcoming all the neighbors that live near there to come out and social distance and do something different and enjoy some live music. So we'll be streaming it on Facebook and possibly our YouTube channel. We're still working through that, but August 8th, around 7:30 p.m.
Okay. And
Chris tried for 7:30 a.m. because it's cool, but
That would be nice.
I think that's a little too early.
I was just kidding.
It happens to live right next door to a beautiful park with a pond and lots of room for everybody to social distance and space out and still be over here. So that's really awesome.
And then if you don't live in the area, you said you can find it on your Facebook page and YouTube as well, correct?
Yes, on Facebook we're at Outlaw Jane Band, and that would probably be the easiest.
Yeah, and the band is tagged in the description of this video, so you'll easily be able to go to the description of this video and click Outlaw Jane, and it takes you to their Facebook page, so you can find them that way. Checking to see if we've got some more questions. While we have a few minutes, is there anything you want people to know about your band, or anything about why you love to perform?
Well, I think I was going to mention this earlier when you were asking us our favorite things to sing, but it was actually Medea that really inspired me to sing from when I was little, because she was in a Pink Floyd tribute band and she sang Great Gig in the Sky. and it like changed my life. I was like, oh my gosh, like she sounds amazing. I want to do this. So I don't know if I ever even told you that, Medea, but that was like, I don't know. I was thrilled that you wanted me to join and like singing backup, and just even being in rehearsals. You've taught me so much about like vocal control and like how to take care of your voice and everything. So that's helped me a lot. But yeah, I wanted to mention that like she's awesome. So and Great Gig in the Sky, I guess that's probably one of my fave songs.
I don't know if I can do that today. I have to try it again. So
It's that's me. I can't sing it now. I don't think I'll ever be able to, but I'll just admire and listen.
Well, I'm really glad that y'all were able to come and take some time to be a part of this and let people get to know you, Outlaw Jane the band, and individuals. I think that people are really going to enjoy watching your videos, especially when they know the craft that went behind them to make them. I think it's pretty impressive that y'all were able to do that. And because I think a lot of bands just stopped performing and y'all found a way to do it, which is really neat.
well, thank you again for having us. We're thrilled to be able to share our music in another way, and we're thankful to be talking with you and promoting this program, The Sounds of Louisville.
Yeah, well, everyone stick around. In about 3 to 4 minutes, you're going to be able to see Outlaw Jane's music videos that they made during the shelter in place. And this concert series we're able to do this with the support of Denton County Transportation Authority. So if you're not following them on Twitter and Facebook at Ride DCTA, be sure and do that. And we only have 1 week left of Sounds of Louisville after tonight. So be sure and check back tomorrow at 11 a.m. That's when we announce next week's artist. And once again, thank you to every member of Outlaw Jane for being here tonight and for being part of this concert series.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Have a great evening, and everyone stick around.
I don't need a whole lot of money. I don't need a big fine car. I got everything that a girl could want. I got more than I could ask for. I don't have to run around. I don't have to stay out all night. 'Cause I got a sweet loving man, and he knows just how to treat me right. See my baby, he's alright. Me and my baby, we're so tight. Don't you know he is some kind of wonderful? Yes, he is some kind of wonderful. He is some kind of wonderful. Now hold it, let me tell you just one more thing. Now when he holds me in his arms, he sets my soul on fire. And ooh, when my baby kisses me, my heart becomes filled with desire. When he wraps his loving arms around me, he almost drives me out of my mind. I get these funny little feelings inside of me. Chills run up and down my spine. me up with every